Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. It has been a while, but I need to update my Pam's eyeshadows project. So today I decided to do a look using all of my Pam's eyeshadows shadows that are currently in, as well as one from my Project Level Up. The green eyeshadow is from my level 4 palette that I'm working on. All of the rest of what is on my eyeballs is Pam's eyeshadows, and I just didn't really know what to do with my eyeshadow today. I thought, you know what, let me try and do a look with all of the shadows that I'm working on in this project, and it actually got me an extra pan, so that's exciting. Yeah, let's check out my eyeshadows. I will let you know what they are, like where they are placed as we get to them. So let's go. I am using the prompts that Makeup with Laney made. I put them all on a wheel. I want to work on all of them. My rules are that I either hit pan in a shadow or I use one at least 15 times over the span of 2 months, but I can only take out the prompt as completed if I hit pan. So I'm mostly trying to hit pan, but there's gonna be shadows that just take forever and I don't feel like working on them forever, so I can roll them out after 15 uses in 2 months, but the prompt will stay in the wheel. I don't know. Let's just check out my shadows. I have 2 shadows, yes, 2 shadows from last round, and the rest of them were all rolled in last month, so they have been in for a month. We are gonna I'm gonna sit up straight because I should do that. That's better for my posture. We're gonna look at the shadows that were in the longest first. So I have here my Juvia's Place Magic Mini palette. For the prompt starts with X, Y, or Z, and I chose the shade Yara out of this palette, and Yara is right here. As you can see, I was able to hit pan. It is a tiny pan. I've been using this a lot on my lower lash line and as a liner. I've done that today. It is at the very outer part of my lower lash line, and also where there's green on my lid, I used it as a liner. So it's barely visible, but I really enjoyed using that shadow that way. I had previously used that 11 times. It has taken me 2 extra uses to hit pan, and I used it today. So I've used it a total of 14 times in this project, and this is rolling out, and the prompt is also leaving the wheel. Then the next shadow that has been in for the second month is the shadow transformation from the Mica Beauty Shop Serpent palette. I have a video about this palette, like a first impressions video about this palette, if you have not seen that already. It is a stunning palette. Really love the brand. Still need to do a dedicated video about the brand and like swatching some of these shadows because they are stunning. And this was in for the prompt save for a special occasion. So this is what transformation looks like. You can see there is a pan. Again, this shadow is so beautiful. I hope you can see that flip. Today I have it on the middle of my lid. Like I've tapped it over here on the center. It just creates this beautiful yellow to orange to pink shift. So I have been using this like over the top of different shadows to give it a special something. I've also used it in my inner corner, like over top of a white shadow. It's stunning. I loved it. I have previously used this 4 times. I used it another 4 times to hit pan and today, so I have a total of 9 uses on this eyeshadow, and this is rolling out, and the prompt is also leaving the wheel. And then the rest of my shadows were rolled in last time, and we had this kind of weirdly cohesive color story. I had to roll in a yellow matte, an orange shimmer, and a yellow shimmer. So it was very summery. I've been doing this type of look a lot. Sometimes just the orange on the lid and the yellow inner part. It was very summery. It's not at all for this time of year, but what you gonna do about it? So the first shadow, actually let's do 2 and 1 because I have 2 out of this palette. My yellow matte and my yellow shimmer are both from the Beauty Bay Tropical palette. And I am working on the shades Blonde for the yellow matte and Sun for the yellow shimmer. So this is where we're at. You can see I'm starting to get a dip in the shimmer, and the matte not so much. You can see a little bit of disturbance. I'm using a fluffy brush with this, so it's going to take longer, but I have used the shimmer shade 8 times and the matte shade I have used 6 times. So I am pretty sure that I can definitely hit pan in the shimmer shade by next update. The matte shade might take a little longer, but I really, really love this type of not quite orange, not quite yellow shade, so I have no trouble using this for a little longer. So these 2 are staying in the project. Then we have my orange shimmer, which comes from my Scooby-Doo palette from Glamlight, and I had not really used this palette, so I decided to roll a shadow in from this, and this is what my orange shimmer looks like. And you can see I hit pan, and I actually hit pan on this today. So this shadow has taken me 8 uses to hit pan. It is a very soft shadow, so every time I was putting my brush into it, it was like moving around, and I had to keep pressing it down into the pan because I was afraid I was gonna lose product. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the shadow. I completely forgot to show you where I put all of these eyeshadows on my eyes, didn't I? So Serpent is in the center as a topper. The orange shimmer is on the inner part of my lid. I've then put the yellow shimmer where the green and orange meet, and the yellow matte is slightly throughout my crease. And also on my lower lash line is the orange shimmer and a little bit of the yellow shimmer. And then we get to the last shade. So obviously the orange shimmer is rolling out and the prompt is leaving the wheel. And then the last shadow was for the prompt Most Affordable. I have it in my inner corner today and on my brow bone. And it comes from my Revolution Soft Radiance palette. I chose this palette because this was a gift, so it was the most affordable because it was free. And I chose shade number 1. And as you can see, I hit pan. So it took me 6 uses to hit pan, including a use today. So I've used it a total of 7 times in this project. So this is also rolling out. So that means we have 2 shadows left, the yellow shimmer and the yellow matte. And we are gonna roll 4 new prompts. Oh, I'm excited for, but every time I film an update, I'm also slightly scared because you never know what the wheel of prompts is gonna give you. But all right, we are gonna roll. I have updated this wheel, so any matte shadow. Okay. Shadow that starts with E. All right. Then we have shadow that starts with A. And the last one, shadow that starts with D. Okay, so we have a lot of alphabet prompts. So I'm gonna start up my computer, check out my spreadsheet, find my shadows, and I will be right back. It has taken a while. It has taken some looking at a lot of my shadows, feeling like there was nothing that I could work on, but I think I have a pretty cool color story right now. So we have Staying In, and I'm going to show you all of the swatches at the end, but I just want to take you with me into the process of picking my shadows. We have Staying In, the matte yellow and the shimmer yellow from the Beauty Bay Tropical palette. Now, I looked through my spreadsheet with all of the eyeshadows in there that have names. There were quite a few options, and I've put some aside, but I came to starts with the letter E, and I did not have many options. My options were like some vibrant greens, some ColourPop ones, which I'm not comfortable panning those. Some Zoeva shadows, which are also quite hard to pan. So I opted for the shade Eucalyptus from my Beauty Bay Earthy palette, because I also had a shadow with A from another palette that I was like, okay, that could be an option. But seeing as I got limited options for a letter E, and this also went with that shadow with the letter A, I went for this one. This is Eucalyptus. It is a dark army green. So that is rolling in for my letter E. And then that confirmed my choice for letter A. And then at the same time also for letter D. So both of those are coming again from my Serpent palette. First, for the letter A, we have the shade Antidote. Oh my gosh, that looks so different on camera. It looks so red here, but it's actually like an army green. Okay, you can see it right there. That's what I see when I look into the pan, that green. But it looks so red here. It is so cool. These shadows just amaze me every time. Because the other one that I picked from this palette is the shade Duality, and looking at it from the front, it's like a brown, but looking at it from the side, it's more of like a red. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are seeing. Look, okay, so it looks like a bluey, it almost looks green here, bluey brown, and then the flip, there we go, it's like red. It's so cool. Okay, so very excited for those two shadows. And then there was Any Matte, so I swatched out my color story. It was like, what am I missing? I want a dark brown. Preferably, I would have loved a more like neutral, warm toned dark brown. This one is a very purpley cool tone, but it'll be fine. And I picked the shade Cognac from Glam Shop. Cognac, I don't know how to pronounce it. And that is what that looks like. I have a slight dip in here. I've used this a handful of times. So I'm gonna try to hit pan. So this is my color story. We have the matte yellow and the shimmer yellow. This is Cognac, the matte Glam Shop, brown. This is eucalyptus, the matte army green. And then here we have, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Antidote from the Serpent palette and Duality from the Serpent palette. Like you can see here, it's much more of a golden brown with blue reflex to it right now. It looks so different than it looked in the pan, as well as this one is just, because when I look at it, I see a true army green like yellow, and then you guys see it in this lighting and it looks like it's more red. It's insane. I mean, okay, I could stare at this for hours, but this is my color story. I'm very excited to work on this. I'm also very excited that we have left behind the very summery with the oranges, and we're going for more fall, winter, grungy color story. So that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!